If you've been around the gardening world for a while, you've probably heard people whisper warnings about wood chips. Don't use them in your garden, they say. They'll steal nitrogen from your plants. Or maybe you've heard the opposite, people swearing that wood chips transform their soil into a rich, thriving ecosystem. So what's the truth? Are wood chips a gardener's secret weapon or a recipe for disaster? Let's start with the elephant in the room, nitrogen. Almost every gardener who's hesitant about wood chips is worried about nitrogen depletion. The idea is that as wood chips break down, they rob the soil of nitrogen, leaving your plants hungry and weak. And you know what? There's a grain of truth to this. When wood chips are mixed directly into your soil, they do tie up nitrogen at the surface level. But here's the catch. Most gardeners shouldn't be mixing them into the soil in the first place. Wood chips are meant to sit on top as a mulch, not get tilled into your planting beds. When used on the surface, they don't starve your plants. Instead, they protect and feed the soil over time. Another common myth is that wood chips attract pests like termites, slugs, or rodents. While it's true that any organic matter can create habitat, healthy gardens are about balance. A thick layer of wood chips doesn't suddenly create a pest explosion, it creates biodiversity, and with biodiversity comes natural pest control. Now let's move past the fear and look at what wood chips really bring to your garden. First and foremost, wood chips are champions of moisture retention. If you live in a hot, dry climate, you know how quickly water disappears from bare soil. A 4-inch layer of wood chips acts like a natural sponge, holding water and reducing the need for constant watering. Your plants stay hydrated, your water bill stays lower, and you save time. Second, wood chips help regulate soil temperature. Think of them as insulation for your garden beds. In the summer, they keep the soil cool. In the winter, they help keep roots protected from frost. This kind of stability creates less stress for your plants and better growth overall. Third, wood chips are a soil-building powerhouse. As they break down slowly, they add organic matter to the soil, feeding earthworms and beneficial microbes. Over time, this process transforms lifeless dirt into rich, crumbly soil that practically grows plants on its own. And finally, wood chips are unmatched for weed suppression. Lay them down thick enough and they block out sunlight, keeping those stubborn weeds from taking over. This alone can save hours of back-breaking work. So we know wood chips can be amazing, but only if you use them correctly. Here's where experience and science come together. First, never till them into your soil. Wood chips belong on the surface, not mixed in. Think of them as a blanket. Lay down a thick layer, about 3 to 4 inches deep, and let them do their work. Over time, they'll break down naturally and improve the soil underneath without robbing your plants. Second, keep them away from your plant stems and trunks. Piling wood chips right against a plant's base can create too much moisture and invite rot or pests. Always leave a few inches of space around stems, crowns, and tree trunks. Third, choose your wood wisely. Fresh wood chips are fine, but be cautious with chips from black walnut, eucalyptus, or other allelopathic trees that release chemicals to suppress plant growth. Most common hardwood and softwood chips are safe, but if in doubt, compost them first, or let them age for a few months before use. Wood chips aren't just for one type of gardener. They can fit into nearly any growing style if you understand their role. If you're into permaculture or the back-to-Eden method, wood chips are your best friend. In fact, those gardening systems rely heavily on thick layers of chips to mimic a natural forest floor. Over the years, this creates an incredibly self-sustaining soil system. For vegetable gardeners, wood chips can still work wonders. I like to use them between rows or around the edges of raised beds. They keep weeds down and moisture in, while I save the compost-rich soil surface inside the beds for planting. Just remember to keep chips on the surface, not mixed in where delicate seedlings need immediate nitrogen. And if you're into orchards, berry patches, or perennials, wood chips are golden. Trees and shrubs love the slow, steady benefits of wood chip mulch. Over time, they'll reward you with stronger growth and healthier fruit. Here's the truth. Wood chips aren't an overnight miracle. They work slowly, steadily, and quietly. In year 1, you'll notice less weeding and watering. By year 2 or 3, you'll start to see richer soil underneath. By year 5, your garden will have transformed into a living ecosystem with soil that smells like a forest floor. I've seen it happen in my own garden. Beds that were once hard and dry are now dark, moist, and teeming with earthworms. Plants that struggled before now thrive with minimal input, and all of it is thanks to that steady, patient application of wood chips. Now let's be honest, wood chips aren't perfect for every situation. If you're growing crops that require fast, shallow root development, like carrots or radishes, you may want to keep the planting zone free of chips, at least until the seedlings are well established. So, back to the original question. They say not to do this, but does it work? The answer is a resounding yes, when used correctly. Wood chips won't steal nutrients from your plants if you keep them on the surface. They won't ruin your soil, they'll build it up. They won't invite chaos into your garden, they'll create balance. The real danger isn't wood chips themselves, it's misunderstanding how to use them. Treat them as mulch, not soil. Give them time, work with them, not against them. And in return, they'll reward you with healthier soil, stronger plants, and a garden that works with nature instead of fighting it. Wood chips may have gotten a bad reputation, but in reality they're one of the most powerful tools a gardener can use. They build soil, save water, suppress weeds, and create the conditions for long-term success. So the next time someone warns you against using wood chips, you'll know the truth. They absolutely do work, if you know how to use them. If this deep dive into the world of wood chips has given you some fresh insights for your garden, I'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below sharing your own experience with wood chips, good or bad. And if you're enjoying this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to Soilsage Chronicles and share this article with your fellow gardeners. Let's spread the wisdom, one garden at a time. Because at the end of the day, gardening isn't about following strict rules, it's about learning, experimenting, and building a relationship with the soil. And wood chips, they just might be one of the best companions on that journey.